Today I'm here to do a book review, and that is going to be for An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson. And it's been a little while since I read this book, but I still wanted to film a review, so it's finally coming your way. I was busy for the past couple of days because I had some family up, so I didn't have a chance to edit or film or upload, so there wasn't as many videos last week. So there is still a couple of book reviews and a couple of end of year videos that need to be filmed, but we're pretty much set. We're pretty much okay here, and we can start off 2018 going back to the normal video schedule of just Top Tied Tuesdays and whatever little videos I want to film throughout the month. But I am so excited to talk about this book, and I loved it. Just let you know, I loved it. It was beautiful and amazing, and it's a book that I knew I was gonna love, and I just hated that it took so long for it to get into my hands, but I can't even. I loved it so much. It was a beautiful, 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 beautiful story, and I definitely recommend it. It's only 300 pages long. It's very easy to read, and it's about Fae, so what else do you need? And to let you guys know too, there will not be any spoilers in this review. I'm finding it so much easier to do spoiler-free reviews actually. Because I write down everything first, I don't have to try and stop myself from saying things because I've written it down. I'm like, no, you can't say that, you can't say that, can't say that. So it's really good that I can do it this way now. But anyway guys, let's just get into the video. First thing I gotta say though is this book is just so whimsical, and it takes place in the town of Whimsy. So of course it's gonna be whimsical, but it was so beautiful. And just having like this whimsical atmosphere. The Fae world was so beautiful, and it's so how I feel Fae should be. Like the fact that they have to use glamours to appear human, and they can't tell lies, and they have all different powers, and there's all different courts, and the powers relate to those courts, and there's princes and lords, and it's just like, what even? But it's such a beautiful like way for the Fae, and it's really back to the basics of the Fae world. Like there's not too much put into this world, but it's done really beautifully. And the way that Margaret Rogerson described all these things was just beautiful, and I felt like I was there. Like I could see the way the Fae looked, and I could see the way their courts looked, and the magic abilities looked, and the fighting looked. It was just done very, very well. So for a description that I've written myself right here is this book starts out in the town of Whimsy, which is a human village where the fair folk go to in search of human crafts. So this is the thing, fair folk can't create or make anything without perishing and turning into dust. So they can't cook, they can't paint, they can't write, they can't make clothes, like everything that they want they can't do, and they go to humans to achieve these things because they want to be able to have all these like fun things, but so they can't have it. They're going to be a traditional Fae, they just live in the forest without clothing, and they just, you know, stroll around, but most Fae want these things, so they're always wanting more and more and more, and that's like really a part of their personalities as well. Isabel, our main character, has the craft of portraits, and many seek her out to paint them, and there's many that get like hundreds of portraits from her, and it takes her a while to do, but she really encompasses how they look and does a very good job. Isabel also has a really good understanding of the Fae world and knows that it's a dangerous place, so she definitely knows how to act and what to say around the Fae, because even the slightest thing can piss them off and they will just kill you. So that is a very dangerous place to be. And one day Isabel gets informed that the Autumn Prince is going to be coming to have his portrait done, and he hasn't been seen for like thousands of years, so he's kind of more of a legend than an actual person. So she flips out, mate. She doesn't know what to think about this magical prince coming to get portraits, and she's all out of sorts. But Isabel meets the prince, and his name's Rook, and a connection sparks between them, and she paints and gets to know him, but she makes a big no-no and paints human sorrow in Rook's eyes. And of course this angers him greatly and makes him look weak, so Rook whisks her away to the fairy lands to stand trial for what she has done. And this book then goes into the fact that every person on either side is trying to kill her or him, and everything's fighting, and everyone thinks he can't rule, and so many more things get revealed, and you don't really know what's going to happen. But it's very nice that a lot of the book is just Rook and Isabel together, and then these other elements do start turning up. But it's a very interesting story of having it like this, and it sort of feels a little Beauty and the Beast of her getting taken away and she's his prisoner. And you know, I love everything Beauty and the Beast, and it was just great. Isabel is a character I really did like. She doesn't scare easily, and because she has so much knowledge of the Fae world, it was so refreshing to have a character that didn't like stumble into it and be like, oh my god, there is Fae and everything, and I have to learn how to do everything, and it's just like bleh. Like, just know what you're doing and be good at it, and she was. And don't get me wrong, there was moments of her experiencing the Fae worlds for the first time, but she still knew what she was looking at, so it worked. And she was a character that didn't give up easily, and she would always keep fighting and trying to figure out way out of things, which is really interesting. And I also love the way that she would get lost in her craft. Like, she could just paint for hours upon hours and not even realize the time's going and just be so invested in what she was doing, and it was beautiful. And just nothing compares to it for her, because the feeling of creation is just such a powerful and indescribable feeling, and it's just amazing that she gets to have that. Rook was amazing. He is so proud and stubborn and sometimes vain, but that is just how a Fae prince is meant to be. And Rook is very powerful as a prince, and he is the prince of the Autumn Court, if I have not said that already. So he controls like plants and like all that kind of stuff, and he does a lot of different things. Like, we don't even get to see the full extent of his powers in this book, but it's still amazing to know that he's really hecka powerful. One of his major powers is turning into animals, and he really does favor turning into ravens, but he can turn into a horse or a tiger or a cat, you know, anything, but ravens is like his specialty. The thing I loved about Rook is he's so clueless about so many things in the human world. Like, because he hasn't been there for so long, his clothes are outdated by like 100 years, and the things that he does is outdated, but still everything he's gonna do is a bit weird to Isabel. I just love the look of wonder he gets on some of the smallest things, like a spoon. He was just like, what? Is this a contraption? Do you kill someone with it? And she's like, well, you can, but it's for food. It's a spoon. And I'm just like, yes, he is said to be this all-powerful, kick-ass Fae, and he doesn't know what a spoon is. Like, I just love that kind of stuff. Now, some things I really loved about the Fae people, because it's like they've got like laws on themselves that they can't get out of, sort of thing. So like, if you bow to a Fae, they have to bow back to you. So you've done it and then you disappear, they look for you. Like, they have to drop everything and find out who this person that bowed to them is and then return the bow. So you can literally hold a Fae in place for a couple of minutes if you just keep bowing to them, because they can't move and they have to keep going. So if it's a powerful Fae, they can like force you not to do that, but if it's not, you could just be like getting away from someone and just slowly bow and walk off, and it's like, yes, that's awesome. They also have to return manners when you say thank you or please or whatever, and there are certain things that you can tell them not to do, and they have to respect that you've asked that of them. And it's really interesting what different things actually can be, because there's times where Isabel has asked it of people and they do respect it, and other times when she has and they can't respect it. So it's kind of, it's a bit different. Like, once you've read the book, you'll understand what I mean by that, but it was a really interesting aspect. I'm just saying, another thing I loved about Rook is how much he really depends on his glamour. So for the fact that like there is times where Isabel does see him without the glamour, and the Fae, they're not ugly. It's just it's the idea of seeing something that's not human, that acts human, that is really concerning to a lot of people. So he's not ugly, and Isabel does get used to him without his glamour, but when he finds out that she's seen him without it, he's just like, oh my god, I'm so ugly, don't look at me, don't look at me. And it was just hilarious. And another thing I wanted to touch on is a lot of people are saying that this book has strong, very strong insta love, and I can see that, but then again I can't. For me, I see it more as love at first attraction. Like, yes, Isabel was saying that she loved him after like a couple of weeks, but she didn't really understand how she felt, and then it took her a while to really be like, yes, I think I do love you. And Rook, again, it took him forever to even think or talk about this kind of stuff, and there was a connection, but I feel like it was just like the attraction that some people have, and it was like kind of like the meet cute kind of thing with them. So I don't see it as instant love, I see it as an instant connection that they grew to more and more and more. But you can disagree with me here, but it's just how I'm kind of feeling it, because it didn't feel like a very like instant love. I don't normally like that much, and I liked the relationship here, so it can't be instant love, you know. But I seriously loved this book so much. Like, the relationship, the story, the plot, everything was great, and I highly recommend it. And I'm trying to hold this book up, and you actually see the cover without it shimmering, because it's a very shimmery cover, but like, again, it's gorgeous. And like, I think Charlie Bowater actually painted the artwork for this cover, which is like, ugh, yes, you slay, girl, you slay. But yes, amazing book. Can't believe I only had the one book though. That's the one disadvantage. There is only one book. I want more. I honestly want more, but I did give it 5 stars, so definitely a favorite of 2017. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!